Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Have you ever wondered about the untold stories behind Hollywood's brightest stars? Well, today we're diving into the life of Carol Wayne, a beloved actress known for her charm and humor on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. You might know her as the bubbly matinee lady, but there's so much more to her story. We've got rare photos you've never seen before, and a heartbreaking tale that will leave you stunned. Stick with me until the end, because you won't believe the mystery surrounding her final days. Let's jump in. First, let's talk about who Carol Wayne was. Born on September 6, 1942 in Chicago, Carol was a natural performer from a young age. She started her career not in Hollywood, but on the ice. That's right, Carol and her sister Nina were teenage figure skaters in the ice capades, dazzling audiences with their moves. Imagine young Carol spinning across the ice full of dreams. But here's a hook to grab you. Her skating career ended in a way that foreshadowed the struggles she'd face later. During one performance, people in the crowd, maybe by accident, maybe not threw pennies onto the ice, causing Carol to fall and injure her knee. That moment changed everything, pushing her toward a new path in show business. Can you believe something so small could alter someone's life? Keep watching to see how this led her to Hollywood. After her skating days, Carol and Nina headed to Las Vegas, where they became showgirls at the Tropicana's Folly Burger. Picture this, the sisters in sparkling costumes, performing in one of the glitziest shows in Vegas. Their mother wasn't thrilled. She once joked they needed a couple more feathers to cover up. But this bold move put Carol on Hollywood's radar. At a party in Los Angeles, a casting agent spotted her and said, "We're looking for a girl just like you." That's the kind of moment every aspiring star dreams of. Carol aced her screen test and landed roles in shows like The Man from U, NCLE, I Dream of Jeannie, and even Bewitched, where she played a cocktail bunny after a magic trick gone wrong. How cool is it to think of Carol popping up in these classic shows? Stay tuned because we've got rare behind-the-scenes photos from those moments coming up. Now, let's get to Carol's big break. In 1971, she started appearing on The Tonight Show as the matinee lady in Johnny Carson's Tea Time movie sketches. She played a ditzy, glamorous blonde opposite Carson's sleazy art fern character, and their chemistry was electric. Carol's high-pitched voice, quick wit, and stunning looks made her a fan favorite. One running joke was about her curvy figure. Carson would tease, "With that chest, this lady will never drown." The audience loved it, and Carol made over 100 appearances. But here's something to hook you behind her bubbly persona. Carol was dealing with personal struggles that no one saw coming. What were they? You'll find out if you keep watching until the end. Let's take a moment to appreciate those rare photos. We've uncovered some gems you won't find anywhere else. There's a shot of Carol in her ice capades costume, all smiles as she glides across the rink. Another shows her on The Tonight Show set, laughing with Johnny Carson between takes. And wait until you see this one. A candid moment from her Vegas showgirl days where she's posing with her sister Nina in those iconic feathered outfits. These photos show a side of Carol that's full of life and charm, but they also hint at the challenges she faced. Want to know what made her life so complicated? Don't click away, because the next part is where things get intense. Carol's personal life was a roller coaster. She married 3 times, each marriage bringing its own drama. Her first husband, Larry Sarah, was out of the picture in less than a year. Then she married Barry Feinstein, a rock photographer who'd worked with stars like Bob Dylan. They had a son, Alex, in 1970, but split in 1974. Carol later said she couldn't handle Barry's New York cowboy vibe. Imagine her rolling her eyes at his cowboy boots. Her third marriage to producer Burt Sugarman in 1975 seemed promising, but it ended in 1980. By then, Carol was a single mom, juggling her career and personal life. Here's a hook to keep you. In 1984, things took a dark turn when Carol filed for bankruptcy. How did a TV star end up in such trouble? The answer's coming up, so stay with me. Now, let's talk about the mystery that still haunts Carol's story. In January 1985, Carol went on vacation to the LA Sodaz Resort in Manzanillo, Mexico, with a man named Edward Durston, a car salesman from Los Angeles. They seemed to be enjoying a typical beach getaway until something went wrong. On January 10th, after an argument, Carol went for a walk on the beach to cool off. Here's where it gets chilling. She never came back. 3 days later, a fisherman found her body in shallow water in Santiago Bay. She was fully clothed, and the official report said she drowned. But here's the hook that'll make you gasp. Carol was terrified of water and couldn't swim. She'd even told Johnny Carson on air that she avoided water at all costs. So how did she end up in that bay? Don't stop watching because the details get even stranger. The circumstances around Carol's death raised eyebrows. Edward Durston, her companion, didn't seem too worried when she didn't return. He checked out of their hotel, took both their bags, and flew back to Los Angeles, leaving Carol's suitcase at the airport with a note that she'd pick it up later. Really? Who does that? Even more suspicious. Durston had been linked to another tragic death years earlier, Diane Linkletter, daughter of TV host Art Linkletter, who died in 1969 after falling from a window. Coincidence? Many didn't think so. The official report called Carol's death an accident, saying she slipped and fell into the water. But with no signs of violence and no witnesses, questions lingered. A U.S. consular official later said there was much more to it than an accident. And Carol's assistant confirmed her fear of water. What really happened that night? Keep watching to see why this mystery remains unsolved. Before we wrap up, let's reflect. Carol's story teaches us that behind every glamorous smile, there's a real person with dreams and struggles. Her death, at 42, left fans heartbroken, and the unanswered questions make it even more tragic. If you want to see more stories like this, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out. And let me know in the comments, what do you think happened to Carol Wayne? Was it an accident or something more? Thanks for sticking with me until the end, doer. The reason I make these videos. See you in the next one.